Hello everyone, this is Tabby, playing Miitopia. And, yeah. So, I don't share this very often, but I have a problem with my internet, like, disconnecting a lot. And so, there's a good chance I might not ever live stream, simply because even attempting to do it and then my internet would just randomly cut out for like 30 or 40 seconds would just end the whole stream. I think. I'm not really sure how that works yet, but while that is an issue I have to contend with, there's just a good chance I might never actually live stream anything. So we're just gonna continue doing videos for now until I have an experimental day where I could just do that. I might record and live stream at the same time for this final part of Miitopia, maybe. I don't know yet. We'll find out eventually. But for right now, let's go ahead and just continue on, shall we? So, I went to the thing, I turned in my quest, and someone knows where Raven is, and they're going to show us the way if we help free their friend who's trapped in this cloud world. So, I know this is not the final world, so I'm good either way. Let's have some fun. Look, Savine, we're above the clouds. The clouds are so fluffy, and they taste vaguely like strawberry and blue raspberry, which is not even a real flavor. Yeah, so light and soft. Yay. Wahoo! It is so hot out. I decided to just wear the barest of clothes possible. It's one of those days where I like to take my hair and put it up into a ponytail just to get it off my neck. So now our enemies are mostly mechas and aliens, so we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. They continue to get stronger and stronger. Woohoo! But I've been power leveling my people for a while, so... And I don't mean I've been off screen leveling up my people. No, I mean just all the things we've done for as long as we have just has really helped a lot. So, Sigma, do you have a war cry that you'd like to use in battle? Does he? Does he? Oh, this is gonna take some massive editing out, but I'm gonna ask. I wonder if Sigma's ever gonna get to playing Helldivers 2. I would love to do an episode with him and I'm trying to play Helldivers 2. I mean that because I keep dropping my internet and have to be kicked out of every stupid single match I go into. Either that or the game's just that broken. Okay, well, I haven't heard back from him, so I'm gonna make it this. Ah, dang it! I messed it up! I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Oh man, imagine if I didn't edit any of that out and I just left that in. All the long silences as I sit here and do nothing but waste your time. I might actually just not edit it now. Dear Tabby, listen up, youngin', or read up. Get to the point. Stupid kids these days. From Dr. Phil. And he gave me outing tickets. Thanks for coming onto the show. I get 3 free vacations, where my friends get to know each other a little bit better. Hey, they can lend a hand. I like that. That's nice. Oh, I wonder how these two would get along in real life. They don't know each other. They don't even know each other exists. Unless they both watch this, in which case then they know each other exists, but only because of... Because cotton has water. That's why. So, the reason why he's shivering like that is because he's soaking wet. There's sometimes a line that'll be like, I'm drenched, or I'm soaking, or something like that, because the horse is just really sloppy, drinker, and just throws water everywhere. Dum bum 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 bum, level 13. Horsing around. Oof. Oh well. They're all becoming good friends with the horse, so who cares? I only 900 gold. Kai, there's nothing I could... Whoa. I really like that. I'd actually... Would I let her wear that over her goth dress? I don't know if Kai would even wear that in real life. That is such a Rick thing to wear. I'm gonna make Rick wear that. I want to wear that. Meh. Plasma flask. Why do I always yawn when I'm doing these videos? You know, I think I know why. I have these really comfy headphones, and they make my ears nice and warm and toasty, which just makes me tired. And so I yawn because I'm wearing something that not only muffles all the sound around me, but just very literally just makes me feel warm and comfy. I just need to make them shaped like elf ears, and I will feel so happy. I want to put cat ears on top of my headphones at some point. Need it. You have to be big and strong. Da 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 womp womp. Do 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 da da bump 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 bump. They're level 5, they're level 6, they're level 6. They're level 3, they're level 3. They have to do this. Will they survive an ambush? I don't know if they'll survive an ambush. 3 of us maybe, but 2 of us? I don't know. Look, a bottle. I'm excited for some reason. Looks like there's something inside it. Do you think it's a seashell? It wouldn't be the first time I found a seashell on a seashore. I bet it's a treasure map. I can't, like, wait. It says better luck next time. Like, there wasn't even a seashell? Maybe sort of likes. They can now concern each other. Kitty, I'm kind of concerned about the way you're always obsessed about seashells and seashores. And honestly, your whole persona seems kind of flippant. Like, at least I have both my eyes. Yours are, like, covered by hair. Like, how can you even see off to your right? It's called turning my neck. Idiot. uh. So warm. Who are you? I don't even know who you are anymore. Yes, we're going up to the treasure. That's what we're doing. That's why we're doing this. Dude, I don't even know who you are. I forget. Are you supposed to be Jackie Chan? I forget. Mega lightning. Watch, I'm not gonna hear back from Sigma for the next, like, 3 days. And then he'll ask me a question like, why? Why do you want to know that? It's for a video, Sigma. I must know your deepest, darkest secrets. What do you like to scream at people before you cut their heads off? I have to know. Dang. Oh, he's got a bouquet. No problem. Alright, time to find out who this guy is. I'm gonna get away with that, aren't I? Clark Kent! Oh my gosh, he's Superman. So I was right, he is Jackie Chan. My admiration for the guy cannot be understated. He's half the reason I went into martial arts. The other half is bullies. Yay. And the other one's horsing around, so you know, we're gonna play with that in a minute. Let's visit a museum. Keep up, the person who's outpacing me. We're supposed to be very quiet here. Like, I'm on it? Oh, Zura's gonna fart, isn't she? I'm like, you can still breathe, you know. Oh, she was holding her breath the whole time. Maybe she's a mouth breather. How did going to a museum end up with them coming back with insects to eat? Horsing around. Who has the worst relationship with the horse? Rick. Yeah, I can spend time with a horse. Who's your horsey crush? I know it's me. I guess I nodded off. Thank you, pal. Alright, Coming back to it. I'm an old man who's wearing a wig. Novel. Oh. I don't get to spend fun time with Loki. Saddle up. Is Azur in a bad mood? Now, what is she be in a bad mood? I mean, she's with her girlfriend. And her two original friends. Walking on the clouds. And we just got 1900 gold. I'm tired. What would be a good Superman voice? You know, I already know the answer to that. Contain ghost vestments. Oh, finally. No, you look beautiful, girl. Until you find something as majestic as that, you are staying in that like how I'm staying in this net mesh shirt. Do not come back with a banana this time. Does it come in black? No, can't beat the classics. Why am I so tired? No. If it was reversed, if the yellow was as big as the MP candy is, I would totally go for it. Because then the MP candy would be kind of small and everything else would be about the same size. But no. Just no. 3 Ooding tickets would be great, not gonna lie. The fact that I am currently at the proper level to face the final boss, or at least this area, is great. We're gonna circle back so we can hit Loki. Just right in the face. No, I'm not insulting you, Loki. Oh, my favorite. So, we're up in the clouds, we're dealing with aliens. What do we come across? Lizard men. I need to get back to working on the Rogue Shadow Blade. I haven't worked on it in almost 2 years. Burnout does some crazy things to a person. Like, I love writing, and I love the stories I work on. But when you're redoing the same story for the 4th time, because... So, if anyone from here is a fan of my fan fictions and has come here from that, I seriously doubt it. But if anyone has read them in the past and has liked them or whatnot, then the reason why I stopped doing it a couple years ago is because I originally started with the Khajiit Battle Mage. Or, yeah, no, it was called the Khajiit Battle Mage back then. And it was a story about a Khajiit who was just supposed to have like a day-to-day life at the Arcane University and during Oblivion. Because that's when I wrote it, back when Oblivion was the main Elder Scrolls game. That's how old it is. I wrote it when I was in the army. But as I continued writing, I started writing the Rogue Shadow Scale and the Chronicles of Lydia at the same time. And I'm gonna tell you this little ancient piece of wisdom I should have picked up back then. Don't work on multiple stories at the same time. Just don't. I currently have like 14 stories that are incomplete because I never found the time to get any of them done. Yeah. And right now, the Chronicles of Isel is like 5 chapters away from being completed, and I just can't sit down and do it. Because it's not the one that needs to be updated. I have older ones that need to be updated first, like After Shoutman. And the Chronicles of Cecilia. But, back to the thing. So as I was writing in these stories, all part of the same universe, started expanding and covering more territory, the lore of my world started drifting more and more away from Elder Scrolls, and started becoming its own thing. Its own world with its own rules, with its own, like, the way magic works, and who has this and who has that, and why these can do this and why that can do that. Like, the Argonians have access to this thing called Shadow, because they can't do magic in my world. They can only use Shadow. That's what allows Shadow Scales to turn invisible. It's what allows Shadow Race to do their shadow arts. It has nothing to do, and I know everyone who plays the Elder Scrolls is gonna be screaming like, "Oh, Argonians can use magic." I'm like, yeah, the Elder Scrolls can, but not the Chronicles universe. And Argonians and Khajiits have like this ancient blood feud battle thing going on, and some Khajiits have this magic power called the Red Eye Syndrome, where they can become invincible, like berserkers, and they don't feel pain. And they can just unleash all fury until their red eyes fade away, and then their pain finally catches up with them, and they can actually just die on the spot from it. But not until. You can cut their head off, and that will dispel really quick. Like, they're not indestructible. But if you lop off an arm or a leg, they'll still be going until their blood's completely run dry. I never thought there'd be so many monsters. Really, girl? Come on. It's terrible. But if I put my mind to it, I can defeat anything. Actual Sigma moment. Yeah, is this some kind of new move? You're not gonna bite me, are you? Keep your teeth away from me. Anyway, so as like the rules changed as I was writing things, I realized that my oldest fan fictions didn't follow this new model, and I was like, the rules are there, and these older stories should conform to the rules of my universe. And so I had to go back and start rewriting them. And I had other problems with the Khajiit Battle Mage of... It was a story about all these people who were training together, literally training together. And I only ever focused on like 4 of them. The main 3 and some girl named Crassie, who was like impromptu leader or something. Yes. But anyway. So I had to go back and I had to rewrite it. I had time to get to know these characters from the sequel, the Rogue Shadow Scale, and I got to flesh out the characters a bit. But I was like, why do I need to flesh them out in the Rogue Shadow Scale when I should be fleshing them out in the prequel, so that there's something to build on, so that these characters have like established personalities, have established voices, and so I had to go back and rewrite it. It became 3 times longer. It had so much more depth. It fleshed out things that I wanted to say back then, but didn't have the writing ability to say it. And so that's what I did. And it took me like 1.5 years to do it. And then I was like, well, time to do the sequel. Let's keep it nice and simple, shall we? And I do not know how to do simple. It got really hard. It got really draining. And I just kept adding more people. I kept expanding the lore. I kept expanding the universe. And I was like, that's okay. There's not a sequel to this one. There's a massive time skip where none of these characters will ever be seen ever again. So everything gets concluded in his book. Their ancestors, or their great grandchildren, though, they'll be maybe presented later on. And so I got about halfway through, and it all just fell apart. Well, it didn't fall apart. I fell apart. I fell apart hard. I started getting into the darker side of the Chronicles of Vassell. And I have a problem with connecting with my characters. And some of the stuff that Vassell was saying really was hitting me hard in the face. Like, if you go read those final chapters where I was stopping, you can see mentally me just falling apart in those pages. There we go. Sorry, I got caught up thinking about those chapters and how I need to finish it so I can be done with it. Because it's not a bad ending. I've had it worked out for the last, like, however long the fanfiction's been alive, actually. Like, in the very first few chapters, I spell out what happens in the story. Like, if you read the first few chapters and you go to the end, it is spelled out right in front of your face how it's going to end. I've always known how it ends. I've always known the majority of the story. No. You. Oh, her best friend Savine. Good for her. Change. War cry. There we go. I should have made him a cook for this. I should have made Sigma a cook! Aha, okay. Pan Pride Obliviation! That's gonna be his war cry until he corrects me. I'll tell you why. When I was gonna animate my friends and talk about my friends before I start getting into, like, the stories of, like, well, I'll go ahead and just spoil one. One of the first animations I was gonna do was talking about the time where Sigma asked me to come over to his house and deal with a demon. It was attacking his child, Flower, who I've mentioned in a video. There's some demon that's presented itself as a rabbit, got into the room. The girl invited the demon into the house because it's a friendly little bunny rabbit spirit. How could she say no? And Sigma at the time was dealing with a very negative influence on his life, and he didn't have the mental energy to combat this thing, and I don't think it was helping the situation. So he invited me and... Oh. So Sigma invited me and Bly to come down and basically do it for him, and I was gonna, like, talk about the experiences, what happened during that. How the child had been pushed down the stairs, covered in scratches, and just how Sigma himself had been pushed down the stairs by this thing. My own events that happened in the house, which my involvement was very minuscule. Unlike my friends, I can't really sense spirits, see them, hear them, anything like anyone else. Bly is a medium, so you can actually like channel them, and Sigma's just Sigma. But anyway. Someone, please help me. Oh god, no, this would be the opposite. I completely lost track of what this original point was built off of. Oh yeah, because I was talking about how Sigma was in the episode. Yeah, so I called him over the phone and I was like, hey, I'm doing an intro to friends and I want to say a couple things about you, so what do you want me to say about you? Because you're a really sensitive person who really cares about what I say and what other people think about you. And he was like, first things first, tell them I'm pansexual. I'm like, you want them to know that about you? That's the first thing you want them to know about you? Tell them I'm a liberal. I'm not just a liberal, I'm a leftist. I'm not gonna mention that, Sigma. I don't have a political agenda on my channel. If I use the word leftist, people are gonna jump down my throat in 2 seconds. And not in a good way. I knew it. Oh my. And I was like, okay, fine. Pansexual. What's the second? What are a couple other things? 2. They all began with P. Pansexual. Oh, he's pagan. That's right, he's a witch. He practices the Wiccan arts from time to time. At least he used to be Wiccan back in the old days. But now he's a quote-unquote grey witch. Because he'll resort to violence if he needs to. And then 3, he's a great dad. He's just a great dad. That's what he wants me to say. I'll keep my opinion about that to myself. But Sigma, if you're watching this, no, you're a great dad. You handled your children very well. In all seriousness, you have gotten a lot better over the years. Just a lot. I talk crap, but you've definitely improved. Anyway, we're gonna call that episode here, and when we get back, we're gonna have more funny stories about my friends and a couple other things if I think of it. I'll get back to talking about the Rogue Shadow Scale and Viscel and whatever else I was talking about earlier. Anyway, have a good day. Goodbye.